I'm Cassie Newman, a You Can Row 2 master rowing instructor, and I am here to set the record straight. Should you or should you not let your heels raise while you row? Stay tuned to find out. Should your heels lift up when you row, or should they stay down? The answer is, that's not the right question. The right question is, are your shins getting to vertical in the catch position? And in that position, are your hips staying behind your shoulders? So really, when it comes down to should your heels lift or not, it depends. Some people may need to lift their heels up in order to get a vertical shin, and they can still keep their hips behind their shoulders. Some might be able to leave their heels down and get into that same position. So ultimately, there is no black or white answer. It's a gray, nuanced, it depends. Nobody likes to hear that. So let's go over why people tend to believe that you should always keep your heels down. First of all, I don't think many people are out there teaching this. I think it's actually a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding lies in thinking that you should always keep your heels down, period. Is a definitive, that's it, that's the statement. But instead, you should always keep your heels down, comma, until you get into a good catch position, and then you can work your way up till your shins are close to vertical. But that requires so many more words, and so it's not as easy, right? Now, when you are forced to keep your heels down and you're rowing, you're eliminating the existence of some problems. One of those problems may be that you're really over compressing up at the catch. You're letting your shins go way past vertical, your seat gets really close to your heels, or even worse, your seat comes under you and you start to open up your body and then you're pulling back, right? So as soon as you allow those heels to lift, there's a breakdown in that order of operations. So forcing someone to keep their heels down all the time kind of eliminates that problem from the start. Pretty great, right? Yes, it is. And I often will tell my clients to keep their heels down for a certain period of time if they are overcompressing, really lifting those heels up, kind of getting into a bad position up at the catch. But over time, I do want them to start to lift those heels up just a little bit in order to get their greatest range of motion. Ultimately, what we're looking for is the greatest, most effective range of motion. And that kind of end limit of that greatest range is a vertical shin. So again, if I had someone row with their heels down for a while, they might end up with a stroke that looks like this. Because perhaps their mobility doesn't allow them to go any further. So they're basically rowing at half slide for however long they choose to row. It may be a better stroke than the one that's way over compressing. But again, over time, I would like for them to start to increase that range of motion without compromising everything else and just getting a slight little lift in the heels so they can get that full range and still keep that good catch. So, there are reasons why this is out there, to always keep your heels down. It is helpful, but it's not the end point. The end point is, can we get to that greatest range of motion where our shins are vertical, our hips are behind our shoulders, and we get the biggest, longest stroke with the greatest kind of use of all of our muscles to get the most out of every drive. That's what we're looking for in the end. Whether your heels lift up or not, it really depends on you and your body. So while it is a helpful cue, a helpful drill, a helpful tip for many people who are dealing with different problems or even learning to row, it isn't the end, okay? So when it comes to somebody saying, asking the question, should my heels lift up when I row or not? The answer is, it depends. We're actually looking for a vertical shin with the hips behind the shoulders, okay? Hopefully that helps kind of clear up some of those questions, sets the record straight, and helps you understand why there might be differing opinions out there. So I'll see you next time.